Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. This is the third video I'm going to be making about my car. It's a very bright day here in England, so apologies if there's any glare. But in this video I'm going to just give you a general overview of my ownership of this car, as I've done just over 30,000 miles. So I thought rather than talking about what I hate or what I love about the car, I'd just talk you through generally what this car has been like to own since I purchased it. Now, I took delivery of this car in April of 2015, so it's approaching 2 years old in April this year. And during that time I haven't had any hugely mechanical, that doesn't sound right, I haven't had any big mechanical issues with the car, but one I did have was the start-stop switch or start-stop sensor in the car decided to give up, which meant the car made this really strange cracking sound every time you turned it on. Really odd. I took it to Audi and they actually repaired it on warranty. They said it was something they had never kind of heard of in this particular car before, so I don't really know what happened, but it's fixed. I think it might have something to do with the fact that I drive around with it turned off all the time, because I just don't like start-stop. It just really annoys me when you're in traffic and it's just constantly on and off and on and off. The other thing is just general wear and tear of the car. So it's had a full set of tyres replaced. One of the tyres has actually been replaced twice because I got a nail in it. And that was replaced, and then I got another nail in the same tyre, and then they told me there couldn't be too much of a difference between the tread, so they had to replace all four. And then in terms of keeping the car as clean as I can during that time, because to me the interior still looks very new, I use a lot of Autogleam products, so I've used their leather cleaner, I use their Show Shine, I think they call it, for the outside of the car. I have other interior cleaners that I will use, like the sprays with a microfiber cloth. And then for the outside of the car, I have various quick detailers. I also take the car to a car wash in Aylesbury, and they usually do a really good job. As I said in my previous video, I think the paint could definitely do or benefit from a deep detail, which I do plan on having done a bit later in the year when the weather's a bit more stable. The weather and the roads, the wet roads around here are always muddy, so you know, rain, country roads, always ends in a dirty car. And I think just generally owning the car for this amount of time and doing the amount of miles I have, I don't really have much to complain about. Like you saw in my previous video, it was hard for me to think about things I actually hate. But I can't really complain. And this leads me on to what I've decided to do replacement-wise. So for those of you who have been watching my videos, you may know that I've been on the hunt for a good replacement to this car. And I've test driven some amazing cars. I've test driven an RS6 Performance, Range Rover Sport, a Q7, all sorts of weird and wonderful cars. And I like all of those, but whenever I get back into my own car, I always prefer my car. It could be the way it drives, it could be the way it takes corners, it could be the interior. Something always makes me prefer my own car. You know, I'm always a bit relieved to be back in my car. So I've decided that I'm going to wait a bit longer. I'm going to pay a reservation fee to Audi so that I can order an RS3 when they're released to the public, which should be sometime in November/December. So the way it will work is I pay a reservation fee now, or around now. I then get a phone call from Audi when the orders open up, pre-orders. I can go down to the dealership, I can spec my car, and then I'll have my RS3 delivered in around March time of 2018. So a bit of a wait, but I think it'll be worth it. My thinking was, I like this car so much, why not just buy a faster version of this car? I do like the S3 facelift, but it's not enough of a difference for me from this to want to get one of those instead. So I've decided that the RS3 Saloon is going to be the car for me. Now what solidified, I guess, this decision for me was over the weekend I actually test drove an Audi RS5 and I just didn't like it. It was a really, really nice car. The previous owner had spec'd it really nice, individual paint, one-off seats, etc. But it just wasn't fast enough. It just didn't feel very fast. The old RS cars like the RS5 and the B7 RS4, they're just straight V8s, they don't have turbos. So it was going to be a different driving experience. And I did go down some country lanes and some dual carriageways, put my foot down, and there was a lot of noise. But there wasn't much else. It just didn't feel quicker than my car, which I know sounds crazy because, you know, it obviously is. On paper, it's, I think, just over half a second quicker to 60. It has more than 150 brake horsepower, more than my car. So it's definitely faster on paper, but in actuality, it just didn't feel that quick. So I'm gonna wait. And then lastly, my channel is not becoming a car channel. I'm not becoming a car YouTuber. I just like making videos about my car. I will be making a few more, but I will also be making a few different videos along the way too. So I think that is going to be me. Bit of a ramble, but quite a short update because this car hasn't really gone wrong. Nothing's gone wrong with the car over the time I've owned it. Who knows what would happen if I owned it for another kind of 3-4 years, but for now, it's been fine. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up. So until the next video, peace.